Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm taking part in the grid series. What the grid series is, if you're wondering, is 6 rounds over the next few months and you get points for winning races. Now, if you win the most races and get enough points, you will win the championship. Now hopefully I can do that, so if you think I can, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Now the layout for these sessions are a 10-minute practice followed by 3 10-minute heats where you get points from that. So the higher position you finish in those heats, you'll start further up the field in the Grand Prix at the end, which is 20 minutes. Hopefully I can start P1, but it's going to be pretty difficult as I have Luke in front of me and Owen, who are pretty fast drivers, and unfortunately in the process I bumped Luke nearly into the barriers. Thankfully not though, and it goes to yellow lights. I think someone span, but despite that we got past Owen and now we're just trying to stay behind Luke because we have pretty even pace and there's no point of battling since we'll just lose laps, and we need to put in some fast laps just to see if our cart's very good. So after a few laps we catch up to lap traffic and Luke uses his boost and goes right past him, and I actually use my boost too and I just send it too. There was a space and I just went for it, got the move done. And now I have to defend, but I go way too wide. I don't know why I went to the outside. I knew he was behind me, but it's good battling. And I go for the dive bomb here, get the move done, go to outside, cover it off, and there we have it. Now after this session, I managed to get first place with a time of a 23.1, which is alright, but we could have gone a bit faster, but it's winter and the track is cold. It's not very grippy, and it's really hard to get under 23 seconds. Only if there's a lot of people on track, it's much easier. But I'll take a P1 in practice, and now we move on to Heat 1, where hopefully I can win. But in Heat 1, it's absolute chaos. As you can see, I start from the back, and it goes to lights out. I actually get an alright start, but I just get forced to outside, and they even up the speed on the karts. This was my first time on speed 4 and it was absolute chaos. The back end of my kart kept on slipping out and I was in last place. I really had to focus for these next few laps if I wanted to somehow get second or first, which was my target. Now I tell Owen here to just go, don't battle me, so we can somehow overtake all these karts. I actually get a really good exit onto the next corner and try to go around the outside. But my car is pretty good and it has much more power than a lot of other cars, and I managed to overtake him, but in the process I just bumped the driver ahead of me and I go wide here and nearly into the barriers. Thankfully though I was alright, and I was just learning the speed 4. You don't really brake in these karts, you just lift off, and I lost a lot of speed there because I went wide and my back end kept on slipping out. I caught back up to them though, and here I saved my boost button for the straight. Owen brakes here and I actually slip in from the inside and nearly overtake the other driver. I use my boost and actually dive bomb, get the overtake done. I was actually being really aggressive. I'm not too sure why. I just felt like it because I actually was in last place and I needed to get a move on, or I wouldn't start first, second in the Grand Prix final. Now I had to catch up to this driver ahead of me, and it was actually pretty hard because it was really cold and my back end kept on slipping out. And even worse, the drivers behind me were trying to overtake. Now I caught up to him and I was actually going on to the final lap. Now I was pretty desperate to get this third place, so as we go up here, there's actually some lap traffic in the way. So I thought going down the inside, and then he just braked and I was really confused. I bumped him and went past, and then I got a penalty for it. And it was actually a 1 second penalty, but unfortunately it moved me down all the way to 5th place. So I was really confused, like, did he brake on purpose to just not let the other guy pass, or did he just brake to just defend his position? I'm not really too sure, but I'll take a P5 on a higher speed, and now we really need to focus up for these next few heats because I need to win them and I need to somehow get first or for the Grand Prix. That was my main objective. So now let's move on to Heat 2. Now going on to the next heat, I started second behind this driver. I wanted to overtake this driver as quickly as possible so I could lead and create a gap and hopefully win the whole heat. So as we go left through here, I was thinking of using my boost going down this ramp, so I do. Unfortunately though, I did not keep it that tidy coming into the entrance of that corner, and I wasn't close enough. However though, the driver ahead of me used the boost going down the ramp just like me, but my car had better straight line speed, and I'm actually pretty light too, so I have both advantages, and I was able to snatch first from him, and pretty much that, I led for a long time. Now after 10 minutes, I managed to come home and get the first place for Heat 2. Now I was tied in second place with 3 other drivers, and Luke was in first. So now for this next heat, I'm really trying to win it or come second, because then I'll start first for the race. Now for the final heat, I get an amazing start and manage to overtake the person on my right. Now I'm up in second place and I have Owen ahead of me, who's an experienced driver, so it's going to be pretty tough to overtake. Now as we go through here, I was thinking of using my boost, and I use it, but I didn't press it properly, and for some reason it just didn't work. But that's okay though, because I get an extremely good run on him here, and I go a bit wider and he goes defensive. Now I'm closing in a lot. As we go up this ramp, I'm right behind on his bumper and just following through the start finish area. Now going on to the next few laps, I want you to tell me if this move is justified or not. I go to the inside here, and I was assuming he would go to the outside and he'd go much wider. And to be honest, I wasn't really too sure. He went to the middle of the track, but it seemed to me that he was going to the outside. I think I should have just let him pass afterwards so we could have had a clean battle, because that move was quite strange and I wasn't really too sure why. But anyways, now I'm in the lead. I want to try and hold it for the rest of the race, but I've got Luke right behind me and he's coming, so I got to put in some very good laps. Now I was actually reasonably lapping pretty quickly. I was doing like 23s to 1s, 2 and 3, which is alright. It's a bit slow, but unfortunately there's lap traffic and he didn't get out of the way for me until here, where I just sent it down the inside and it was already too late. I looked behind and no one was there, but if I looked again, there he was. Luke was ahead of me. Thankfully though, I had that boost button and I thought I could go all the way around the outside. Unfortunately he closed the gap, and I was really annoyed with myself and with the other driver, because the marshals should have waved a blue flag, but they didn't, and it was really annoying. And unfortunately I just didn't have the pace to keep up with him. I don't know if it was his car or my car, or if I was just really annoyed that the guy didn't get out of the way. But that's racing, you know, and stuff happens, and I'm not too annoyed. I managed to get second place, the yellow lights come out, and unfortunately I start second for the Grand Prix, which is a bit annoying, but it's okay. I learn from my mistakes, and hopefully in this next race, which is unbelievable, I can get a better outcome. Now it goes to green for the Grand Prix, and I get an alright start. I thought Luke used the boost going up the ramp and that's why he got away, but no, it was just his pace. Now I was trying to keep up with him and hopefully go for the move. Now you see, during this race, Luke would use his boost down this ramp and he actually gapped me, and I'd use it on the straight and have a decent run on him, and he just was able to defend most of the time, and I was just thinking of ways to overtake him, because my boost wasn't actually being regenerated every 20 seconds, which is supposed to, and every time I'd go on the straight it'd be a little bit further up. So let's say on lap 20 it'd be towards the end of the straight, which is pointless. But here I actually get an alright run and he goes defensive here and covers it off. Going on to the next lap though, I actually get a really good exit, use my boost button, and I think he thought I was a bit too far back, and I go for the dive bomb and manage to get it done. I go defensive here, staying to the inside and hoping that he wouldn't come any other way, but he actually goes for an amazing switchback and nearly goes around the whole outside. And here I just forget to defend. I go to the middle of the track. I thought he was going to the outside, but I left the inside open, and I had boost here but I just didn't have it, and he defended the inside pretty well. Now I realized that if I keep going on the straight, he would just defend on the inside, so I tried something different. I used my boost up the ramp, which I never have before, and went for a dive bomb. I was pretty far back and I didn't really feel like it was fair, so I just let him back past. Maybe it was fair because I asked the marshals afterwards and they said it was fair, but I don't know. It was a pretty late move and I did force him off the line which he was going, so I don't know. Do you think it was fair? Let me know in the comments. Now again, I had another decent run, and this time he goes really wide to the outside and I catch him napping and manage to get the move done. Unfortunately though, he has that outside line and nearly goes for the switchback because he's here on the left side. Now I just have to hold on. This time though, I go to the inside and I actually force him to outside and it works. I actually stopped him from overtaking me. Unfortunately though, I didn't use my boost and he was still right behind me, and I completely forgot about him when I was going on to the next lap because I forgot and I was so focused on my own race. And here I don't even use my boost and I go to the racing line and I look behind and I know it's too late already. He goes to the inside and gets the move done. Now towards the end of the race, my car wasn't fully charged. I didn't really know what was happening, but it just felt a lot slower on the straights and he was just able to manage to get me. I didn't really have the motivation to try and catch him anymore. I was a bit annoyed I let him pass during the race, and unfortunately I just wasn't able to catch him and overtake him. It was a great battle though, and I had some really good fun with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video too. Now if you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and yes, I will catch you guys next week. See you guys later.